Welcome to Melanated Magic TV, and I'm your host, Jessica X, and today I am coming to you with another story out of Blaggerty.com. Tech giants, including Apple and Google, are facing a lawsuit for allegedly allowing Congolese children to be exploited. An international advocacy group has filed a lawsuit against several major U.S. companies on behalf of Congolese children who mine cobalt used in electronic devices. According to CBS News, international rights advocates brought forth a complaint against Apple, Microsoft, Google, Dell, and Tesla on Sunday. The lawsuit accuses the companies of knowingly benefiting from and aiding and abetting the cruel and brutal use of young children in Democratic Republic of Congo to mine cobalt. The children allegedly worked at mines owned by UK mining company Glencore, which sells cobalt to Omnicore, a metal and mining trader, which then sells battery grade cobalt to the companies mentioned in the lawsuit. The defendants are accused of being complicit, given the knowledge that the cobalt used in their products is linked to child labor. Several children reportedly made less than $3 per day and died or got hurt from working in dangerous cobalt mines, which are allegedly part of the company's unregulated supply chain. According to ABC News, the advocacy group said children as young as 6 years old are not merely being forced to work full-time, extremely dangerous mining jobs at the expense of their education and futures. They are being regularly maimed and killed by tunnel collapses and other known hazards common to cobalt mining. The lawsuit, which includes more than a dozen anonymous plaintiffs, mentioned a 15-year-old teenager who fell down a 20-foot shaft and is now completely paralyzed from his chest down. God dang. Terry Collinsworth, executive director of International Rights Advocates, said this astonishing cruelty and greed needs to stop. We will do everything possible to get justice quickly for the children we represent, Collinsworth said in a statement. In my 35 years as a human rights lawyer, I've never seen such extreme abuse of innocent children on a large scale. There were about 40,000 children working in the DRC mine in 2015, according to a study by UNICEF. More than 60% of cobalt now comes from the DRC, with demand for the material tripling in the last 5 years as electronic companies strive to make cheap handheld devices, The Guardian reports. Apple released a statement to CNN saying it remains deeply committed to the responsible sourcing of materials that go into their product. Bullshit. Since 2016, we have published a full list of our identified cobalt refiners every year, 100% of which are participating in independent third-party audits, Apple says. If a refiner is unable or unwilling to meet our standards, they will be removed from our supply chain. We've removed 6 cobalt refiners in 2019. I don't believe that, because Apple is known for having child labor. Dell also issued a statement saying the company has never knowingly sourced operations using any form of involuntary labor, fraudulent recruitment practices, or child labor. That's a lie. We work with suppliers to manage their sourcing program responsible. Dell said. Any supplier with reports of misconduct is investigated, and if misconduct is found, removed from our supply chain. Google, whose parent company Alphabet is listed as a defendant, said child labor and endangerment is unacceptable. Our supplier code of conduct strictly prohibits any activity, the tech giant said. We are committed to sourcing all materials ethically and eliminating child mining in global supply chains. Microsoft told the Telegram, if there is questionable behavior or possible violations by one of our suppliers, we investigate and take action serious. For one, I don't believe none of these tech companies, they all know that they use child labor. And for one, with Apple is known for using child labor. They have done this for years, from China all the way to the Congo. Not to mention a lot of material, people don't really know this. You have a material that's found in the Congo, and it's another material that when you combine these two, they're used for electronics, but it's one found in the Congo and one found in the Amazon. What I know about companies they'll do anything to make a dollar, whether they got to use slave labor, which this is equivalent to slave labor, or they got to use prison labor, which they do that too. But anything to make a dollar, anything. And honestly, I'm not surprised. Anything for a quick buck. But I feel horrible that this is happening to these babies. They shouldn't be, having to go through this. And this is insane. They live on the richest continent in the world, but all of the resources in the ground is taken, and they're living in poverty. Some areas are living third world. These babies should be learning and having fun and running around like kids, and instead they're digging mines. A lot of them are dying. This is insane. That's all I have for this episode. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And again, I'm your host, Jessica X.